Hey, what's up? Welcome to my recycling center in the nickel basement. Today I'd like to show you how to recycle and make a game of it. I also have 2 books. I Am Earth and Why Should I Recycle? So, 2 books, a little recycling sort game, and a sneak peek at the Right the Room. So I hope you guys jump in and have some fun, and then I'll have a little challenge for you. Ooh, look at my prop. This is what we're saving, people. The world. We'll set the world right there. Bop, bop. All right, guys. First book, I Am Earth by Rebecca and James McDonald. You just need to make sure that we understand what we're talking about here. So, like, phase 1, Earth. Here we go. Let's scooch up on you. I am Earth. You live on me. On the inside, I am very hot. On the outside, I am the perfect temperature for life. I travel around the sun to keep you warm. As I spin, day turns to night and night turns to day. Remember we talked about how the earth spins. Good morning. Good night. Good morning. Good night. When I tilt away from the sun, it becomes fall and winter. When I tilt toward the sun, it becomes spring and summer. If we're tilted toward the sun, then obviously it's going to be warmer, right, guys? The sun is so big that it holds me and 7 other planets in space with its gravity. The sun is very big, very powerful. Together with moons, comets, asteroids, and other space objects, we make a solar system. You guys remember this from the fall showcase? Just like the sun, I have gravity. My gravity keeps the moon circling around me and holds you to the ground. Gravity keeps the air you breathe and the water you drink from drifting into space. Without gravity, things would just float away. Ah, my piece of cake. Not my tricycle. Come back. When you see me from space, I look blue, green, brown, and white. The blue is the water that covers me. The green and brown are the land in which you live on. And the white is from the clouds and snow. Clouds drop water on the land below, and when it gets cold, the clouds drop snowflakes, dusting everything white. Rain and snow fill up the lakes and rivers, giving all living things water to drink. Even the food you eat is grown in my rich brown soil. I'm very unique, just like you. I have all the right things to keep you healthy and safe, like clean air, food, and water. A little bit read that backward. I'm not too hot and I'm not too cold, and I hold you close so you won't float away. But you have to help me by keeping me healthy and clean. Here it comes, guys. You see the recycling bin, the recycling symbol? Here comes your challenge. Because if I get sick, the air gets sick, and the water gets sick, and the ground gets sick, and that's not good for anyone. He's got a temperature. Cannot let him get sick. Right now, I am the only planet you can live on. If we work together, we can keep me the best place to live. Okay, here are some things that you can do to help the earth be the best it can be. Recycle. Find out what can be recycled and start recycling. Don't litter. Put garbage in garbage cans. Reuse. Use things more than once if you can, like paper bags and glass jars. Save energy. Turn off the lights when you don't need them. Don't waste water. Even though there's lots of water on the earth, there's only a small amount that we can actually drink, so let's not waste it. Can you think of other ways to help the earth stay happy and a healthy home? And remember to tell all of your family and friends so they can help too. The end. I am Earth. It sounds like we have a job, people. We got to help this earth stay clean and healthy so that you and I stay clean and healthy. So this book is called Why Should I Recycle? Why? Let's find out. It's by Jen Green. You ready? You can see what these kids are doing already from the cover. Got little different stacks of different kinds of trash. In my family, we recycle our garbage. We return things so that they can be used again. We didn't always recycle. We used to throw everything away. Check out that trash can. Ugh. On our way to school, we always pass Mr. Jones' house. Mr. Jones is our teacher. One day, we saw him putting a special box with cans, bottles, and papers by the gate. What you doing? This box is for recycling. All these things are taken away and used again, said Mr. Jones. What's recycling? I'll explain it at school, he said. In class, Mr. Jones asked us what we did with our trash. We put it in the garbage can. It's just old garbage. Mr. Jones said garbage contained lots of useful things that can be recycled or used again. Why should I recycle? She's thinking. Mr. Jones took the class to a recycling center. It had separate containers for bottles, cans, plastic, clothes, and paper. What do you think happens to all the glass that goes in here? Asked Mr. Jones. It all gets broken down to make shiny new bottles. And guess what happens to all the cans that go in here? Asked Mr. Jones. They get melted down to make new metal things such as bikes or scooters. Wow! And what about the paper and plastic that goes in here and here? Mr. Jones asked. The paper gets shredded and used to make new books and comics. All these things come from garbage we just throw away? She asked. This plastic can be used to make all kinds of things, including clothes. You might be wearing some, said Mr. Jones. So why waste waste? Most of the garbage we put in the trash and the trash can gets buried in dumps that spoil the countryside. It's good to recycle as much as you can, said Mr. Jones. So what else can we recycle? Clothes, books, and toys that you don't want can all be taken to the second-hand store, explained Mr. Jones. That's like Goodwill or maybe Once Upon a Child. The food we buy at the supermarkets comes in packages that we can often be used again. Don't waste, Mom. So it looks like she was throwing away a container and he's thinking in his head, ooh, I could make that a flower vase. I told Mom and Dad about our trip to the recycling center. Now we buy recycled things at the store. Recycled paper helps us to save trees. We always recycle the plastic bags too. We brought our own bags. Thank you. We also recycle everything at home. From fruit and vegetable peelings, we get recycled on our way. Fruit and vegetable peelings get recycled on our new compost heap. Ooh, so I don't have one of these. Well, I'm going to think about it. Where you put your food trash. The compost helps my mom's prized vegetables to grow. Because the nutrients go back into the ground. Now we recycle so much garbage, there's hardly any left to put in the actual trash can. Recycling is kind to nature. It saves money and it's fun. The end. So that's why we should recycle. It helps our earth. We get to reuse things, reduce waste, and we can be creative and fun at the same time. So, let me move my world, and see what we have going on over here. So, I took apart some of our papers, these guys. I cut them apart, and I have two things going on. I put paper, glass, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard, the little strips, on some paper bags. Then I also have some randomly posted around my room. So I'm going to take this before I get started with my game, and this is our Write the Room paper that I made for you. So as you can see, there's an earth, recycling bin, trash, compost bin, and recycle truck. So I'm going to walk around my house until I can find the items that I'm looking for. So recycle is right here. I'm going to find my recycle bin on my little paper, and I don't have a clipboard because it's only at school. So I'm just using a book. Don't write on the book. I'm just using it so it's a hard surface. So R-E-C-Y-C-L-E. I can write that. So right here I'm going to write R-E-C-Y-C-L-E. Spells recycle. You see that? So I'll go around. There's one up high. I can see it. It says trash. I don't know if you can see it that far. But up on my blue wall it says trash. So I'll find my trash. And on this line I will write T-R-A-S-H. Trash. And I'll keep going on my hunt until I find all of them. So that's my Write the Room activity. When I'm done with that, I will put that aside. And now I'm going to move to my game. So I've been saving my recyclables, and maybe you can help Mom and Dad with this at your house. So I have a bunch down here, and then we have our different things labeled. You do not have to recycle and separate everything in real life. I just want to make sure that we recognize what is recyclable and what's not recyclable. So you probably have a bin that's red or blue, sometimes they're green, it depends on where you live. I ended up having to get one really big giant one that has like a flip lid. It looks like my real trash can and it's on wheels because we had so much recycling in our little tubs that we had to have like 3 of them stacking up on each other. It was a mess. So we ended up getting a big one, which I'm really proud of us for trying to recycle so much. Also wondering why we have so many cans. So paper, glass, plastic, aluminum. Can you say aluminum? Aluminum. Those are like pop cans or canned goods like green beans that come in a can. And then cardboard. So here are some different types of things that you can recycle. And then I have some recyclables right here that I pulled before I put them outside in the garage in the big container. So I was wondering if you could help me this was spaghetti sauce. These were little pepperoncini. I don't know how I say that. I don't know. They're like little pepper things. These are glass. You have to be very careful. If I just throw these in on top of each other, they're gonna break. It's gonna be a mess. So be careful when you're putting away your glass. And Mom and Dad might say that you don't get to use the glass for when you get to play this game. So just expect that. But I do want you to know that you can rinse it out and then you can recycle this. So I am going to put this in my glass container carefully. Okay, moving right along, I've got some plastic. So plastic is really, really tricky. This is an empty soup container. I can recycle that. Plastic bottles you can recycle. Here is the trick. You're not supposed to recycle the little lids. What? I know, right? So you take your little lid off. I say keep these and put them in a little container because we can use them later. Later in our unit, we're going to either make an invention or we're going to make a regobbler that gobbles up our recyclables. And this can be part of the buttons or decorations or eyeballs, okay? So I'm going to save these. But my plastic can go in my plastic container. Here's another thing that is just messing with me. These are called clamshell containers. This is a strawberry container. Guess what? You can't recycle these. I know, go ahead. What? You have to look at the bottom, there's little numbers. And supposedly you cannot recycle clam little plastic containers, which is a total bummer. So, cool thing is that you can reuse these for other things. So maybe you can put your caps in here that we talked about. Make sure you rinse this out and then use it to hold all your little caps. That's one thing you can do with it. It's just a bummer, some just little PSA. Apparently you cannot recycle these. You know what else you cannot recycle in your recycling container? Are the Kroger bags, or these kind of bags. That's why it's really important to take your own bags. They're like little canvas bags that you take shopping, and then if you're like me, you forget to put them back in the car, or they're even in the car, but you forget to take them in the store. I've got to get better at that. Get better at that. Okay, I just committed on film. But you're not supposed to put these in our plastic recycling either. You can take them back to the store and put them in a little slot at the store and they will take care of them, but you can't put them in your home recycling, right? Also kind of a bummer. But here, this is an empty ibuprofen bottle. That's plastic. Put that in there. How about paper? Newspaper, paper that you've written already on both sides and that you can throw away that you're done with. Instead of putting it in the regular trash, put it in your recycling. I'm sorting this by paper. And kind of along the same lines as paper is cardboard. So this is an empty tissue box. This is a toilet paper roll, which, we love you, toilet paper. Okay, I don't think we all realize how much we love toilet paper until now. This, my family likes this. You guys eat this? I should get paid by Bob Evans. I'm ready for my check, Bob. Here's another cardboard tube. Boop, bop, beep, beep, bop, boop. This is a little box that came in the mail today. Guess what was in it? No, you're wrong. Guess again. No, you're still wrong. Purple and blue hair dye, because Janie Lee thinks this is a great time to dye her hair purple. And you know what I said? Sounds good to me. That's what I said. I said, knock yourself out, kid. Get yourself some purple hair. Life, because that's what we're doing together. Life. Cardboard. Okay, cans. I'm not gonna lie, it took me a minute to get appropriate cans for you. So, Canada Dry for belly aches. Coca-Cola for a bad choice day. And Spindrift, if you're gonna drink flavored water with bubbles, this is your go-to. Also ready for my check from Spindrift. You're welcome. These are aluminum cans. Another thing that is aluminum is canned goods. So you have to make sure that all these things you have to rinse out really good. Don't put funky, chunky stuff into the recycling. 1, smells. 2, bugs are gonna come. 3, the recycling folks said, knock it off. Clean out your stuff, okay? So when you take your stuff out and you dump it, this is full, because I didn't want to ruin my Rotel. Y'all eat Rotel? So change your life. Gotta rinse it out. Make sure you don't have like the sharp lid, and you can recycle that as well. Fresca. This goes in my aluminum. And last but not least, pickled okra. If you remember from the first day of school when I shared my favorites, this is my favorite. Fried okra and pickled okra is life. So good. All right, this is glass, so I have to be careful. And that, my friend, is a little recycling game that you can play and try to figure out and sort. So if you don't have bags, you can just make piles. If mom and dad say, you're not allowed to play with glass, then you're not allowed to play with glass, but you can pretend. Think about things like, ooh, this might not be recyclable. Looks like it would be, but it's not. Like lids, clamshells, these weird bags. You know what we reuse these for? Picking up dog poop. Also, they're my liners for my trash in my bathrooms. And sometimes I take them for my lunch bags. So I do try to reuse them. So that is it for today, kiddos, for this little video. I love you. I hope you're recycling. I hope you are keeping recyclables for our project that is coming up, and that you're not going to really give things away, because you're going to want different types and sizes of recycled materials, okay? I love you. Bye.